Backstories. Welcome to Creepshow, where we dive deep into the shadows of history's most chilling tales. Los Angeles, the city of angels, is known for its sun-soaked streets, glamorous stars, and iconic landmarks. But beneath this veneer of glitz and glamour lies a darker side, a history steeped in bloodshed, betrayal, and terror. Today, we're exploring the top 10 murder houses in Los Angeles, each one with a sinister backstory that will leave you sleeping with the lights on. So, if you're fascinated by the macabre and drawn to the morbid, join us as we uncover the eerie past of these infamous locations. Number 10. The Wonderland Gang Murder. The Wonderland murders, one of Los Angeles' most violent murders, occurred on July 1, 1981. John Curtis Holmes's physical deformity made him a hardcore pornography superstar. Holmes quickly slipped into addiction. Holmes's friend, Ronald "Ron" Lanius, led the Wonderland Gang. In a failed agreement with cocaine, Lord Eddie Nash, Holmes's associates stole drugs, jewels, and $1.2 million in cash. Later, Nash found Holmes was implicated in the crime and likely sent Greg Dials, his henchman, to settle the score. Witnesses say Dials entered the Laurel Canyon residence at 8763 Wonderland Avenue at 3 a.m. and beat Joy Miller, Billy Deverell, and Barbara Richardson with a pipe while they slept on the couch. Holmes was compelled to beat Lanius with the pipe till his head exploded by Dials. Susan Berman was savagely beaten in her bed, but amazingly survived with life-changing injuries. Despite witnesses' testimony, Holmes, Nash, and Dials were never charged with murder. Holmes died of AIDS in March 1988. Number 9. Los Feliz Murder Mansion. One of Los Angeles' creepiest mysteries occurred at 2475 Glendower Place in Los Feliz on December 6, 1959. At 4:30 a.m., cardiologist Dr. Harold Perelson hit his wife Lillian in the head with a ball-peen hammer while she slept. Swallowing her blood asphyxiated Lillian. With the same hammer, Dr. Perelson hit his 16-year-old daughter Judy, waking her screaming. Before Judy ran out of the house and called for help, neighbors heard her plead, "Don't kill me." Debbie, Judy's 11-year-old younger sister, woke up to her father's words, "Go back to bed. This is a nightmare." He overdosed and died. Nobody understood why a competent doctor who loved his wife and children would get up at night and bludgeon them. The Los Feliz mansion was empty for 60 years. An on-site painter told CBS, "Basically, it's like a crime scene frozen in time." He said the family's Christmas tree with wrapped gifts was there since the deaths. Number 8. Murders of Jose and Kitty Menendez. Jose and Kitty Menendez were having a tranquil night at their Beverly Hills mansion on North Elm Drive when their sons perpetrated the crime of the century on August 20, 1989. Lyle, 21, and Eric, 18, entered the living room and fired a Mossberg 12-gauge shotgun at night. Jose was shot in the back of the skull and Kitty in the leg, fleeing the room. She was shot in the face, rendering her unrecognizable. To simulate a mafia hit, the Menendez brothers shot their parents in the kneecaps. The brothers bought a Rolex watch, Porsche Carrera, a professional tennis coach, and a Caribbean trip from the killings to their arrests. Their 100-day spending was estimated at $700,000. The Menendez brothers said they defended themselves fatally after years of sexual and emotional torture by their mega-rich parents. They received life sentences without parole when a jury convicted them. Number 7. The Unsolved Murder of Bugsy Siegel. Today, notorious mobster Benjamin Bugsy Siegel was worth $100 million. He developed the Las Vegas Strip. He made many powerful enemies, including murder, Inc. or gunman Paul John Frankie Carbo, a mafia soldier in the Lucchese crime family. Siegel spent years building his wife and children's Holmby Hills dream home. Trapdoors, secret panels, and a corridor under a bookcase were said to exist in the mansion. Additionally, the 1.84-acre property had a 60-foot pool and a championship tennis court. Siegel was at his lover Virginia Hill's house at 810 North Linden Drive, Beverly Hills, on June 20, 1947, even though she had gone for Paris. His longtime friend Alan Smiley joined him. Siegel was killed instantly, and Smiley critically injured when an M1 carbine blasted through the front glass. The murder remains unsolved. Number 6. Murder of Lana Clarkson. Phil Spector produced and wrote for the Beatles, the Ronettes, and Ike and Tina Turner. Spector met 40-year-old Lana Clarkson at Sunset Strip's House of Blues on February 3, 2003. He invited her to his Alhambra home at 1700 Grandview Drive. Hours later, Clarkson was found slumped in a chair with her mouth blasted off, her teeth smashed, and a .36 Colt handgun beneath her left leg. Spector told his driver, "I think I've killed somebody." Spector said Clarkson shot herself. Spector faced charges since Clarkson had not said she was suicidal, and individuals rarely commit suicide at strangers' homes. The Guardian quoted law professor Gene Rosenbluth as saying, "If this were not Phil Spector, with a lot of money to spend, a trial like this would never have gone so long. With this much evidence against the defendant, cases seldom get to trial." The judge declared a mistrial in 2007 due to a deadlocked jury. In 2008, a retrial jury found him guilty. He will be parole eligible in 2024 after serving 19 years to life in California State Prison. Number 5. Murder of William Desmond Taylor. Who killed William Desmond Taylor is a Hollywood mystery. Lieutenant Tom Ziegler arrived at the South Alvarado Street house to find Taylor with a bullet wound in his back, despite being informed it was a natural death. There were many suspicions. Taylor's employer, Paramount Studios, seized all his letters at home. The studio likely tried to hide something, but what? Teenage silent film star Mary Miles Minter's mother, Charlotte Shelby, despised her relationship with the director. Shelby had vowed to kill a director close to her daughter. Shelby's alibi witness got suspicious money after Taylor's murder. Minter also attempted to shoot herself with the same gun that killed Taylor. Minter later claimed in her biography that she and her mother were at Taylor's house the night of the murder. The murder remains unsolved. Number 4. Murders of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman. Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman were found dead at 875 South Bundy Drive in Brentwood after midnight on June 12, 1994. Brown was nearly beheaded after being stabbed numerous times in the neck and had a serious throat cut, according to an autopsy. Investigators believed Goldman died saving Brown from her attacker due to his defensive wounds. One bloodied glove was found on the property. After Brown's divorce, O.J. Simpson was arrested for double homicide. Investigators found blood on his white Ford Bronco at home. Brown called a women's shelter 4 days before her murder in panic. Brown refused to reconcile because she feared Simpson would hurt her. She also reported missing house keys, which Simpson was detained with. The media called the people of the state of California versus Orenthal, James Simpson, the trial of the century. But O.J. was acquitted after 18 months. Number 3. Murder of Susan Berman. Susan Berman was a novelist and daughter of Davy Berman, a mobster who replaced Bugsy Siegel at the Flamingo Hotel after his murder. Berman was 12 when her father died mysteriously following an operation, and her mother committed suicide a year later. Both deaths were suspicious, she thought. Her father's business dealings earned her $4.3 million from the mafia. At UCLA in 1967, she met real estate heir Robert Durst. Beverly Hills resident Berman was executed with a 9mm handgun at her Benedict Canyon Drive home on December 23, 2000. Durst was arrested in 2015 for Berman's death and thought to have killed his first wife, Kathleen, who disappeared in New York in 1982. New York State Police reopened Kathleen's missing inquiry, and Berman, Durst's closest confidant, was scheduled to be interviewed. She was killed shortly after the reopened probe was revealed. Durst awaits trial in Los Angeles County Jail. Number 2. The Hillside Strangler Murders. Angelo Buono and Kenneth Bianchi, cousins, abducted and murdered 10 young women aged 12 to 28 between October 1977 and February 1978. Police initially believed there was one killer, therefore the case was dubbed the Hillside Strangler by the media. Many victims were transported to Buono's filthy Glendale home at 703 E Colorado. St. Buono had an auto upholstery firm and lived there. The victims' remains were dumped on Glendale hillsides. Deputy Attorney General Roger W. Boren wrote in the Loyola of Los Angeles Law Review, "One could draw a circle around Glendale using the intersection of Glendale Avenue and Colorado Street as its center, and within that circle roughly locate all of the sites where the victims' bodies were discovered." Number 1. The Manson Family Murders. Charles Manson sent 4 members of the Manson family to Sharon Tate's home on August 8, 1969, 2 weeks before she gave birth. He said, "Leave something witchy." Beverly Hills 150 Cielo Drive gates were climbed by Tex Watson, Susan Atkins, Linda Kasabian, and Patricia Krenwinkel to cut telephone cables. They killed Tate, her unborn child, 18-year-old Stephen Parent, celebrity hairstylist Jay Sebring, playwright Wojciech Frykowski, and his lover Abigail Folger. Manson ordered another murder the next night. Leno and Rosemary LaBianca were slain at their Waverly Drive, Los Angeles home. Manson visited Tate's house 5 months before the terrible murders. A failing rock musician, Manson sought record producer Terry Melcher. Melcher's mother, singer Doris Day, had encouraged him to leave the property earlier that year because she had a horrible feeling about it. ROM. The Unsolved Mysteries to the Gruesome Tragedies. These houses are more than just remnants of the past. They are monuments to the dark side of human nature. Los Angeles may be the city of dreams, but as we've seen today, it's also home to some of the most horrifying nightmares. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark corners of LA, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode of Creepshow. Until next time, remember, sometimes the truth is far more terrifying than fiction.